Hi everyone, this is here the Master Healer coming to you guys with a quick explanation. What is a health intuitive reading? What is a health intuitive reading? As I say, I specialize in health intuitive reading, and a lot of people. I just want to give you guys to explain you guys briefly what is a health intuitive reading, so some of you guys could know, because sometimes some people will need to get a health intuitive reading in order to tell if something is going wrong with you, either if it's witchcraft or if it's something with your health. Because sometimes some people can give you a spiritual attack, and it could develop into something with your health. It could make you sick. It could make you go, you could wither away and end up getting skinny, end up getting small. You're going from doctor to doctors. Nobody cannot tell you what's wrong. Sometimes now too, some of you guys can have autoimmune disease, and sometimes doctors might really pick it up according to your social economic status. Sometimes you might be all over the world, but you might be able to just afford a health intuitive reading. But I do not diagnose. I cannot diagnose anybody. I'm not a medical doctor. I will just tell you what it is that I'm picking up, and I'll be able to get you to give you the right guidance to get the right help. That is what you come to me for. I do not diagnose you. I do not prescribe any herbs, anything like that. I do healing. I do spiritual energy healing work, but it's virtually. Right now, I'm doing all my healing work virtually until next year spring. Then I'll go back into office. As I said, I have my location in New York, and I have one in the Pennsylvania area, and soon I'll be expanding to our next different area. I'll let you guys know. But right now, I'm doing all healing works is virtually, and I ship all the healing products to my clients. But when coming to a health intuitive reading, you could be any part of the world, and when you book your reading, and we connect on Zoom, I will ask your body questions. I created a system called the SF Evolution System. It took me 5 years to work on this system, to master it. I use my psychic energy. I use intuition. You have to be able to master intuition to a certain level, and I use my psychic gift, and where I will scan somebody's body. I could tell what's wrong with the person. It takes like an hour and a half for me to run through the person's body. I have to ask your body different questions. Your body will tell me what's wrong with you. So it's not like I'm guessing. I'm asking your body what's wrong with you. Your body now will tell me from a spiritual aspect what's wrong with you. So, for instance, like I had a client early this year. She's one of my favorite clients. I believe she gave a testimony on YouTube. And she was all the way, I think, in Australia. She was all one of my favorite clients. She's all the way in Australia, and I was able to tell what was going on with her. It's in the hour and a half, and she was going from doctor to doctor. She get MRI, she get all kind of blood tests. They could not know what it was, and she reached out to me one day early this year, I think in January or February, and I was able to solve her problem after years. She was going through maybe last 6-8 years of problems, and that is why sometimes you guys, when you having health problems, and some of the times the medical doctors cannot figure it out. Sometimes it could be something spiritual that causing you to be sick. Sometimes your enemies could send a spiritual attack at you, and that could turn into something health-wise. It could make you sick. So sometimes you have to find out what's your root cause of the problems. Also too, when you get in a health intuitive reading, also it could tell you, I'll be able to know, I don't want from me, I'll be able to know that if it's something in your home that is causing you sick. For instance, I had one client early this year, as I say, she's all the way in Australia. She was going from all different people. Nobody could not tell her. It took me an hour and a half to figure it out. Within the first hour, I was able to tell that she had mold in her home, silent mold. A lot of times, a lot of people don't pay attention. Silent mold, you're breathing that in your home, that having you sick. So all the time, she was checking all different things, and the doctors and them wasn't checking that. But I figured it out within an hour. And for 6 years, this woman is going from all different types of people, and none of them could not tell her that. And I figured it out within an hour and a half. So, and it's a system that I created, and I help a lot of people all over the world. I have clients all in Hong Kong. I have clients in India. I have clients in Australia now, from one person to the next, and New Zealand. I have clients all in South America now. They call me for health intuitive readings now, because I saving lives, and getting them to go to the right doctors. You see, I'm not a medical doctor. I don't prescribe herbs or anything like that. I tune in, use my psychic gift, use intuition from 5 years of learning to master it, where I will connect, ask your body certain questions. I don't use any medical, any health energy test kits. Like some people call themselves medical. I see some people say they're medical intuitive, and they call themselves different things. But as I say, I call myself a health intuitive because I like that more. So I go to tap into certain your body and ask your body certain questions. Your body will tell me without using any test kits, energy test kits. Like I see some people use energy test kits and act like if it's them doing it. I don't use any energy test kits. I just need to see the person face and name, and I will ask I ask them for energy permission. And I will scan the whole body from head to toe. I will go through certain things. I have a system, so I will go through. I'm not going to tell anybody my secret, but I go through my system from head to toe, and I'll be able to know what is causing the problem. If it's something, it could be anything. It could be something in the water that causes you to be sick. It could be silent mold. It could be the air that you're breathing. It could be a lot of things. I had a lady, she was having a problem with a baby. A lady in Pennsylvania reached out to me, and this is one of the great things about being a health intuitive, is that you can heal people, you can help people all over the world now figure out the problem. So I don't diagnose, I don't promise anything medical or anything like that. I would just steer you to the right people to help you. Whether it's a naturopathic doctor who's also medical. Like me, I like to work with a lot of doctors who's a medical doctor who practice naturopathic medicine also too. So I believe in naturopath, but I believe in science also, the same thing too. Just like how I believe in vaccines do work. Same thing with the COVID-19. I'll tell you, we all have to take some type of vaccine in order to move. I talk about that since last year, February. We all have to take vaccine. When you're traveling, we all have to have vaccine passports. I predicted that since last year. You could go back to my blog back in February and March, April blogs. I talk about that long before a lot of people. I talk about we're gonna get temporary vaccines within 6 months' time. I was the first person out there for everybody. I saw that. And I believe in science. I'm one of the few healers that still believe in science. You may have science and you can have spirituality, maybe medical and naturopathic. Some people just don't like naturopathic at all. They don't believe in that. But I still believe that everything comes from the plants. All medicine come from plants and stuff. So, but I'm not here to talk about herbs or anything like that. But again, as I say, I had a lady who in Pennsylvania. She had a child, a baby. She was going to all different types of doctors and stuff. And one of the most important things I always do as a health intuitive, I always test people's water. I can test your water from any part of the world. But I'm not going to tell anybody here. I'm not going to give her my secrets. But this lady, she was having problems. I checked the energy in the water. And the lady was having problems with the baby. And she checked every single thing. They run all kind of tests on the baby, all kind of nothing was wrong with the baby. And it took me 1 hour just to figure it out, less than that. When I used the baby as a surrogate, because you can't test the baby. The mother is the one who will hold the baby. And I asked the mother certain questions and certain things to get the answers to the baby. So the mother, so if it's like a child, you can do healthy intuitive and children, but if the child is like under 12 years old, under 14 years old, under 12 years old, you will always use the parent as a surrogate for the child. So that is how for the teenager, that's how we'll know. But if like over 16, whatever it is, we could always I can always do a health intuitive reading with the parent there if they're under 18, and if it's a health problem that they cannot figure out, my job is to narrow it down um, um, as close as possible to the problem to help them get closure. Most of the time, 90% on point, I say, but I will get to the source of the problem. That's the whole thing. Because a lot of times I've been able to help people figure out some of the problems they've been having. Doesn't part any part of the world, because healthy intuitive reading is very easy. All I need is just the energy permission and your picture, and that's it, your name, and I could be able to go through your body and I could be able to tell you what's wrong. If it's nutrition you're lacking, I'll be able to tell you. You could go to your doctor, let them run some additional tests. Some people could be lacking nutrition, and they're lacking different vitamins. They're lacking. Sometimes it could be something psychological that having them sick. It could be something in the water, like how that young lady with the baby. I'll be able to connect with her baby, and I'll be able to check the energy of the water. And the water was the problem with the lady with the baby, and because she was using the water in a tap to make with the formula to give the baby. The problem with the water was the problem because in Pennsylvania, some parts in Pennsylvania do a lot of fracking. And stuff. So like further away where this lady was living in Pennsylvania, it had like fracking was taking place, and like she was using well water. Pennsylvania and some parts in New Jersey, some of them use well water. I don't like well water at all, period. So I will never buy a home that have well water and all that stuff, and you have to put salt in the water, and no, I don't like that. So this lady had a similar situation like that. And the first thing I always do whenever a client come to me and they've been having problems, I always check the water, the energy of the water in the home. That's the first thing I always do, to see what's going on with the water. And when I check, I'll be able to know if something is wrong. And that was the problem with the lady with the baby, and that's how we solve it. And I told her to take the water to a lab, get it tested, get to realize the water was causing the baby to be sick because it had certain chemicals from the fracking, like maybe it was seeping into the soil, or they used to be fracking there, something like that. Either it was fracking, it used to be fracking there before, and she bought a home, but it was well water, or maybe it had fracking was going on, something, either one. But we know it had fracking was going on either before or either she came after, something like that. But the most important thing, I found the problem when I connect with the energy with the water. I tell the mom, let me see the energy of the water, and I'll be able to tell. And it was the water was the problem. And she took it to the lab, and then we confirm everything, and then we check it, and then she moved from there. She had to move, and to this day the baby is good. Same thing with one the client in earlier on this year, all the way in Australia. She had to move from her apartment because of the mold. The landlord didn't want it because remember the mold keep coming back, and the landlord there was very cheap because you had to rip down the whole apartment. You'll have to tear down the whole apartment, and because when mold starts to come out in the drywall, that means it's inside the drywall, and you have to rip down the whole stuff and treat the mold, then put back up fresh drywall and stuff. Some of these landlords, slumlords, they're not going to do that. So this is one of the reasons why you want to get a health intuitive reader. And I, Hayden Master Healer, is the only health intuitive reader from the Caribbean, the whole entire Caribbean. And I'm the only black health intuitive reader in North America, because I haven't seen anybody yet. If you guys know anybody who does health intuitive reading, please drop me a link, because I haven't seen anybody yet that doing it like me. A lot of people say they help mediums and all these different things. Yeah, but a lot of them cannot tell you. They might be just guessing. I don't guess. I tell you exactly what is happening. I go to the source. I figure it out within that hour and a half. And the health intuitive reading takes a little longer than a regular reading because I have to scan your whole body from your head. We have to check all different things that I go through, systems, and I check your home to see if it's it could be anything. And a lot of things could be having you sick. It could be a lot of Wi-Fi in your home having you sick. It could be smells, it could be odors, it could be different air breathing. All these things you have to check. And I had one client one time, nice lady. I think a nice Jamaican lady. She was a nurse. This lady worked her butt off, bought a brand new home. I remember this brand new home, $400,000 at the time. this couple of years ago. She was going to all different type of doctors and stuff. She came to me. Nobody could have figured it out. And I do a health intuitive reading, and I pick up it was the brand new it was the carpet. It was the carpet in the home was making us sick, and the countertops. So it was the chemicals that what the builder used in the home was making us sick. This one is going to all kind of doctor. They're running all kind of tests. So this is the reason why you want to have a good health intuitive reader to pinpoint, because sometimes some of you guys mightn't have the money and the resources to go run some of these expensive tests now. You know what I'm saying now? To really get to the source of the problem. What can be the problem? Because you have certain tests that people will run in certain labs where some of these millionaires and billionaires use that just break down the whole things in your body and stuff that they run. Like some of the doctors that I collab with sometimes, that if a patient, let's say somebody come to me, a client come to me, I'll recommend them to a doctor that I might use for my past health, or a family member or something like that. The key is you have to know the right doctors. You have great doctors out there, but have doctors that not putting themselves out there because they don't want to be targets. You know, you see a lot of naturopathic doctors for the last year. If you Google naturopathic doctors, you see a lot of naturopathic doctors get killed. A lot of them, all of them had the same story. All of them say like they kill themselves, but we know they didn't kill themselves. So, but we're not gonna go into conspiracy and all that stuff. But if you Google naturopathic doctors who die, you'll see over 40 to 50 or more than that die within the last couple of years, within the last 8 years. A lot of naturopathic doctors who were coming up with cures for different problems. The minute you come up with a cure for something and you put it out there, they're going to try to take your life away. So a lot of doctors have great doctors there, but they're not putting themselves out there because they have families. They're not going to try to be no hero. They're very low key, and they're very skeptical of people coming to them. So it have people out there who are doing great work, and I can heal people and stuff and help people medically. But that is one of the reasons why you guys want to get a health intuitive reading at times, because you can tell if something is spiritual or if something is medical. And also too, I could always check for different things so that you could go to a doctor and they could do additional tests, because I don't diagnose. I'm not a medical doctor. I don't prescribe herbs or anything like that. I would just recommend and tell you this is the person that you need to go to that specialize in these things. So when you come into a health intuitive reading by me, is for me to nail it down that what it is I'm seeing, what it is that causing, what is the root cause of the problem that some people might not be picking up, and sometimes they might not have the resources to really do those additional tests. So because I created my system, it took me 5 years to master it, to be able to give you the actual information on a health intuitive reading. So sometimes like a test, I can know if it's a carpet in your home, the smells, if it have Wi-Fi, a lot of Wi-Fi, too much Wi-Fi can be causing you restless in a home, smells, all these things I will pick up through a health intuitive reading. Sometimes too it could be countertops, sometimes too is the engineered wood. Sometimes engineered wood have certain chemicals in it that could be causing you to be sick in your home. Sometimes too you need an air purifier, all these things. Sometimes too that the air purifier sometimes you're using in a home might use these HEPA filters, and some HEPA filters have charcoal in them and have certain chemicals in them. So you have to look for the real organic and the right HEPA filters. So all these things could be causing you to be sick, and this is why you need a health intuitive reading. Because I saved that Jamaican lady a lot of time and get her to sell a home, and she moved and move in her home with hardwood floors, real organic and real hardwood floors, not engineered wood. And that lady be able to feel better and turn her life around. And she went by all different doctors. So that is one of the reasons why you want to be able to get a health intuitive reading. If you're having problems not figuring it out medically, you want to come and try a health intuitive reading, and be able to I'll be able to nail it down and tell you what it is, the actual what it is the problem, because it could be something inside in your body. It could be something outside. It could be the air. It could be the water. It could be a lot of different reasons. And that is why I'm here for, to make it easy for some of you guys. So peace, love, and blessings. And those are some of the things why you want to choose and get a health intuitive reading, because I'll be able to connect with you, ask your body a different question. Your body will tell me what is wrong with you, what is causing you to be sick, and so on and so on. So peace, love, and blessings, and thank you for all the new subscribers, and you'll be hearing more from me soon. Bye. Peace out, and you'll be hearing a lot more coming soon. Bye.